are back with another episode, and joining me today, you've seen him before, Jeff Catto. How's it going?
Cody!
What is going on?
What's going on, brother?
Not much, you?
Oh, just as you can see, I'm in my dungeon basement, in my studio. There's actually other lights, but they just didn't look proper. So this is where we're at.
It was like a beam light coming right through
It
you.
was angelic, is what it was. And you're a little sideways and don't like that, so it's okay.
Well, I mean, now it's all romantic and look.
That's right. There's a mood.
There's a mood with it.
Mood here.
Oh, perfect. Well, let's start. I know we've seen you on here before, but for newcomers, tell us about yourself and where you come from.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Ontario. And thankfully, I'm now out in Alberta. I just moved to Calgary, so pretty pumped about that. I'm a father of 6 kids. My lovely wife, Brooke, and been doing music, whether it's country music or Christian music, for the past 20 years. And now just kind of really glad to be back. I've had a few singles out now that starting to gain some momentum in the country music scene. So yeah, I'm just excited to be here, man. I'm excited that we get to keep talking about my music. So
Absolutely.
glad to be here, pal.
Awesome. Tell us how the move was from Ontario to Alberta.
A little crazy.
A
A little crazy. Yeah. I mean, traveling across the country with 6 kids and a dog, it, it wasn't great. But here's the thing: we only had 2 days of white knuckling.
Yep.
The rest of the time was pretty decent. We actually came out and we saw the when the truckers were coming through to go to Ottawa.
Right.
We saw them in Winnipeg, and that it was kind of inspiring, to be honest, to see everybody out there doing their thing. Got to pass them on the way. But yeah, man, the trek from Winnipeg to Regina, it was just straight, nothing else on either side, and you can see the highway, but it's covered in black ice.
Oh.
So the entire way, there's tractor trailers ditching it on either side of the highway, and there's like trucks that have hit the tractor trailers that are in the ditch on the highway. So I mean, it was white knuckling there, and then in Northern Ontario, I don't know if you've ever been in Northern Ontario at all, but it's like foothills, right? And so you're going through everything, and there's no cell service, there's no radio, no nothing, just static. So that was, in a snowstorm, that was pretty scary. But yeah, it was especially right on the bay, like right on the lake, Great Lake. So it was pretty hairy, but I mean, all in all, it was good. I'd do it again, but I'm gonna choose not to ever do it again. So
that is completely fair. I did a drive from Whitehorse, I think it was, to like the Fort St. John or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but I'll tell you right now, for like, I think it was like 5 or 6 hours, there was nothing. And I was to the point where it was so late, I wanted to find out what was up ahead of me, and I couldn't even figure that out. So I had to stop at this place, and it was like the sketchiest place, but it would be like the only place you could sleep at if you needed to pull over. So I like go in there and ask for the Wi-Fi. Oh man, it was so sketchy. I was like, I had to drive another hour to get to another sketchy spot, but less
sketch.
Yeah. Definitely less sketch.
But our first, I don't know if you saw my Instagram post, but I was posting pictures of me in the bathrooms of all the different places that I've been to.
Yes.
And the very first one that I went into was awful. But I will say this: they had the best food out of the entire trip. So I'll give them that. But yeah, it was sketchy, man. I didn't necessarily know if things were clean or what, but my kids loved it.
Yep.
It was the first time that they'd ever been going to different hotels for over a span of like a certain amount of period.
Right.
And they loved it.
Yeah.
Didn't matter if it was like when they got to the bad motel, they were like, "This is the greatest motel in the world." Yeah. So
that's too funny. How's it been for you in Alberta so far?
Man, it has been so great in terms of like welcoming from the industry.
Yeah.
Um, people out here just seem to be a little bit nicer. My neighbors are nice here where they weren't really in Ontario. Uh, but yeah, no, I mean, it is a different way of life out here, and my family's definitely appreciated it and loved it, and way different industry really than it is in Ontario. And I don't certainly don't want to knock Ontario for all, the family of musicians that I have out there, but it's been I could just say it's been very welcoming, very much needed to for inspiration in terms of keep continuing to keep going and making you feel like, hey, this is someplace where I could really kind of put my roots down and sink into the community here.
Awesome. And so did you make the move to Alberta for music specifically?
I mean, there's a handful of things. For me personally, it was um it's the music thing probably was like number three on the list. Financially, we had sold a piece of land. So we were looking to buy a house. We've been looking to buy a house for 10 years,
Right.
right? And in Ontario, the housing market just kept going up and up and up. And finally, at this point in time, we had an opportunity to be able to sell some land and buy a house. And even with selling that land, we couldn't buy something in Ontario that wasn't tear down. We couldn't buy something that, we bought a home here, and right before the boom hit, because it's starting to boom now.
Yeah.
And we have a room for everybody in the house. It's a great big old place, and it just feels like home. So there's that. And then it's no kind of no secret, but my wife has a few different medical issues, and for us it was, she's definitely allergic to wasps. I don't know if you've ever been in Ontario during, like, for 8 months of wasp season,
Nope.
but it just doesn't stop. They don't bugger off at all. Like, so we did our research, and there's 2 months of wasp season out here.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then uh she has a few different, like, chronic diseases, and just the climate here is way better for it. I think in Ontario it's very uh wet, like, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
and here it's dry, and it's way better for arthritis and joint pain and things like that. So like I said, so got to buy the house. My wife's health stuff and being able to be better, which she is. She's way better out here than what we were back in Ontario. And then, of course, the music. As a country singer, where else do you want to be than the Nashville of Canada, right? So
Right. That's what I keep hearing. It's the
yeah.
Nashville of Canada. So perfect,
Everybody
man.
loves the country music, man. I turn on the radio here, and it's like every second station is a country station, whereas in Ontario, it's all pop top 40. So
It's true. I've even in like Toronto specifically, I have friends there and they're like, yeah, it's more pop than country and that kind of
I
stuff.
mean, don't get me wrong, country is popular there,
Yep,
but uh it's not a hub for it.
for sure.
I'll say that. So
Yeah, perfect. Okay, man. Well, let's talk about your EP, Songs for My Wife. I know we've talked about this a little bit when we were promoting your singles back in the other interviews, but tell us about the EP and kind of how everything came together.
yeah, so finally get to talk about it. It's crazy. It's pretty wild that even after this, we were just talking about having new singles coming out that aren't on this thing. So uh but yeah, I mean, Songs for My Wife, the whole reason why I got back into country music again was because I felt convicted about the fact that I hadn't done a project for my wife in quite some time. I mean, we're talking years of doing ministry and just kind of focusing in on that, and I felt really convicted about it. And so I sat down with the intention of writing some songs for her and for my family, And when I did, she was like, well, this is pretty good. Like you could actually, what if you put this out to country music? And so we did, and the response to the first song was wild. In the entire time, like I've been nominated for awards in Christian music. I had 15 charting singles that were out, and I never once had the kind of response that I did through there. You know what I mean? Like even when it comes to Spotify numbers,
Yep.
I might have had like 5, 10,000 like spins on it. And Round of Life has 176 like thousand or 100, yeah, 176,000.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that's just unheard of to me. It's just I so I just thought, I'm gonna do something with this batch of songs and what I'm doing. And it's just kind of put me back on the country, and being able to see that I am a changed man from who I was before when I was doing it prior. And for those of you who don't know, like I had addiction problems and things like that. And this time around, it just feels different, and it's just a different atmosphere, different community of people than there was before. And um I think you just grow up as a person, and I think that these songs and what I'm doing right now is a reflection of growth and growing up. And like I said, it's been 20 years of doing music, um that's pretty wild. I was interviewed and somebody told me that, and I was like, 20 years, holy crap.
Yep.
I'm old. Like, should I even be doing this still? Like, I don't know. But yeah, man, I'm very excited about it, and very happy that my first batch of songs were was completely directed towards my wife. And they're real. Like they're very real songs. They're personal songs. I think that's why, we made it so that there was only a couple singles off this that we sent to radio,
Yep.
because I think that a few of them definitely have like pet names and things like that for my wife in it. So people would hear it and be like, "Oh, this isn't very like radio friendly." Well, it's because it's for somebody, right? It's for my wife. So, um, yeah, man, it's been great. I mean, the response to the singles that have gone out has been phenomenal. Like I was saying to you earlier, even in Alberta here, we just had a friend picked up on a few stations, and to me that's huge. I get to drive around, and my kids get to hear friend come on the radio, and that's a pretty neat feeling. And they can they're always telling their friends. Actually, it's funny, even at their school, they Googled, our like the parents for some reason, and I came up, and they're like, we have a celebrity here. Oh my, and so the first thing that I did when I got there, the principal came out, and he was like, so like, just to let you know, we all know who you are. I was like, what do you mean who I am?
I mean,
Like, yeah, like who's me? I don't know.
yeah,
Um, and so it was really neat just to have that, that whole experience of,
for sure.
yeah. So it's
What
cool.
what was your wife's first initial reaction to these songs?
But my wife is a very behind the scenes person, and likes to remain that way. Doesn't like to um she likes being center of attention, but doesn't like to be center of attention. You know what I mean? She doesn't want attention to be drawn that way.
Uh,
So I mean, at first she like, I know that she's appreciative of them and things like that, but I think like on the song "Want You Even More," like my single "Want You Even More," it's a very sexy song, right? Like it's all about having sex, right? And so she was like, "Is that gonna, like, you're not gonna use that as a single, are you?" And I was like, "Damn right."
oh yeah.
Like, right? So I think some of the songs are embarrassing for her, but yeah, I think that her response directly to me has been awesome. And she's very grateful for the fact that I've declared this for everybody. This is and I think that that is it's intentional for me to come out and say, like, my music and my brand and who I am is like family and my wife and my kids, and this is what I am, this is who I am, and this is what I do. So yeah, it's been great so far, man. The response from people have been phenomenal.
Absolutely. And what does she have a favorite song? What's her favorite song on the album? Do you know? She told you?
I don't know. She hasn't really said, but she makes comments um from time to time about the different singles and stuff. Like she really appreciates the song Friend,
Yeah.
because um it's just a different song choice matter. You know what I mean? Like it's about mental health and being able to be beside somebody who has mental health issues, and it's actually doing really well when it comes to radio stuff, and got picked up on Sirius XM. And I've had people from the mental health community reach out and want to be able to use that. And I think she's proud of me with that song. That's something that isn't necessarily, it's not something that's sung about very often at all,
Right.
or wrote about it, at least in country music. Like, it's funny. So prior to this, my wife hated country music.
Yeah.
Like, so it was really hard for her to get behind the music that I would create, right? But ever since, she said, I'm gonna make a point of listening to country music and adapt to my surroundings, because everybody hears country music, right? And I think that she, with her listening now to more country music and stuff, and she's always said, "Oh, I hate it because it's all about somebody's trucks, and it's always about somebody's of this or that, or drinking beer or whatever, and which is fine, right? I mean, I've got songs like that, but I think for her, there's pride in the fact that I wrote something that means something. That's not just another party song. It's not just another song about a truck, or so I'd say that's probably uh one that she's fond of.
Awesome. And hey, man, I was the same way. I didn't hate country music when I started. It wasn't my choice, I guess,
Yeah.
of genre. But then it's like, as I kind of came in, like I said, everyone's so welcoming, and I fell in love with it. Like I don't know, just listening more and actually really understanding and everything. Yeah, now I would say it's one of my favorite genres.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't help but write the way that it is. Like, that's just how I write. So, I mean, she was stuck with it regardless, I think.
That's fair. Yeah. What is your favorite song on the EP?
Probably Around to Life still.
Yeah.
It was the first one that I released, and I had a couple of people tell me that I should have held on to it, um, for maybe this my third release, my fourth release, just due to the fact that it's catchy, but I wanted to kind of kick off my restart of a country career with with a song that really said who I am
Yeah.
in the whole thing. So Round of Life is still my favorite. I mean, like, there has been a few different people that have reached out to me, and they have their favorites when it comes to the album. And it's you get people who have used like a song for a funeral, like, and there's just and that song in particular was just um it talks about wanting more time, right? And, like, if I was to die and I went up to heaven and I saw Jesus, I'd ask him for you know for another day,
Sure.
and but it was meant to be a love song. It wasn't meant to be something um that would be kind of that much of a reflection. But it's funny how lyrics and music hit people differently, and I think that, you hear those stories of people wanting to use your song for in a funeral or in a wedding or in, like proposal or, whatever. And you go, man, that's really why you do it. I mean, it's nice to get paid. It's nice to be able to make money at it and do it for a living. Because this is, not many of us get to do what we love as a career and and for a living. But when you hear those stories, it's like, man, that's a
Yeah.
that's a check mark, so it's been neat to see and to hear the different testimonials, I guess you could say, from people.
Awesome. And okay, so with that being said, when it comes to your music, what would you say is the general message you're trying to send to your fans and why?
General, oh,
Oh
I'm in
yes,
the I'm in the
new
I'm in the
light. It's doing its
yeah.
own thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like, hey, hey, hey. I don't know if you're still on or I'm still here. Yeah, just put me right in the dark. Uh, general message of my music and stuff. I still want to be somebody when they hear my music, that they well, one, that they know that I'm a family man, that that I love my wife, and that I love Jesus. You know, I've been writing. I've been trying to write songs lately that reflect, my walk with God,
Yep.
and but like in a real sense, like I wrote a song the other day, and I it's more about being real, and like the fact that, like, I had shouting matches with God, right? And like, I remember one time I said that to my dad was going through a hard time, and I was like, why don't you just get in the car, go for a drive, and go give God like a piece of your mind, right? And he's like, oh no, I would never do that. I'm like, don't lie to me, like, give your head a shake, everybody does it. But the thing is that your walk with God, has to be real. You know what I mean? Like he knows what's in your heart. And you lying about not, giving him the gears is, that's a lie. Don't give me that. So when I wrote and performed worship songs for so long, to a crowd of people who, I can say, went to church because of the fact that, like, their grandparents went to church, and like, are Christians because it runs in the family. And um I want to write songs that people can hear, that where they can say, like, hey, I'm a sinner, but I still have faith, you know and there's all these different things that are happening to me, and I'm mad about it. And I can still take those things to God. And that's what I like about country music, is because, you can mix and mold, faith and country music and family, and, having a beer every once in a while, and, like the next EP of stuff that's coming out in the spring, it's definitely got some drinking involved. So it's not like you still won't have fun and beer drinking songs for me, because you will. It's just that, you know, the majority of my music is going to have family, faith, love, and my wife directly in it.
Sure.
So, I mean, they're still going to be fun and fantastic, but um, yeah, that's what I think people can come to expect in my music, uh is family, a wife, some fun, some drinking, and Jesus.
I love it. Love it. Is there with you being in Alberta now, you plan on having some upcoming shows?
Oh,
Anything?
bud, things are in the works already. I got out here and I basically started hounding. So you'll see me at different places to play. I already got a show booked in Stony Plain. So uh we're working on it. We got, and then in June, I'm back in Ontario, doing some dates out there with Aaron Allen and Brian John Harwood. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice. All right. What is next for you?
Man, we've been talking about this. We may as well start talking about another EP because
Let's do it.
yeah, there'll be another 3 episodes of us chatting before we actually come up with another EP.
Yep.
But no, we're working on something else. I mean, I've already got like 10 songs going, so it may as well be an album.
May as well.
May as well. We just keep writing, keep producing them out, and but so new music's coming, very much fun, and there might even be a few collaborations on there that I can't talk about yet, but we're setting it up. And yeah, I'm gonna be touring as much as I possibly can this upcoming spring and fall and summer, and just try to be seen, have people come out and get to know me, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Alberta Music or Country Music Awards. That's going to be exciting. It'll be my first time going out there and getting to meet some people, and yeah, it'll be a grand old time. But
That's good, man. Come on, give us a hint on who's on this next.
I can't even do that. They're all I'm trying to get I can't. Albertan artists. How about that?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Trying to
Albertan.
poke and get
Yeah,
it.
yeah. There's like yeah. With me being a new Albertan boy, I'm trying to get a few other Albertan boys to come on board, which I think I got some roped in. So we'll see. It could get a little messy.
Perfect. Hey, man. I like messy. I'm all about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Get a little messy. Yeah, no, it'll be fun.
Perfect. All right, man. What else? Can you say anything about the EP? Anything else you wanna, or the new music?
Well, it's based around like the fun upbeat songs are based around summertime. You
Okay.
know, I I like to kind of have a theme going for all the different projects,
Yeah.
and this one's definitely filled with some songs that are gonna get you going, and having a little bit of fun, having a little bit of reflection. But yeah, it'll be a great time. It'll be one that you want to put on during the summer.
Perfect. It's gonna be released at the perfect time. I love
Oh
it.
yeah.
Love it. All right, man. Last thing, tell everyone where they can find you on social media again.
So, if you don't know how to spell my last name, it's Catto. You can find me at Mr. Jeff Catto, not Cato, Catto, on all different platforms. And then if you want to check me out online, you want to buy a t-shirt, Catto Convoy t-shirt, I got to send you one, Cody. And then you can wear it. You just be random wearing it on your show. I mean, I know that's your setup and that's how you look and stuff, but put on a little band shirt. Actually, we kind of matched today. Black on black.
Yeah, we kind of do actually.
Yes, that's nice. We didn't plan that out either. That was
That's
good. It hides my fat, and so therefore
me
I
too.
like wearing black. Right? Yeah, it's why I wear it.
That's yep.
Yep. It's just
Very slim.
terrible. Anyways, you can go to www.jeffcatto.com and go to my merch section, and you can get yourself a shirt. You can get yourself an EP, which would be great, and I'll even sign it for you if you really want. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, other than that, man, Mr. Jeff Catto everywhere else, and thanks for having me on, buddy. This is it's always a fun and fantastic time when we get together.
Always, every time. And if I see you on the third or whenever we talked about, I want a signed EP, signed.
Oh yeah, no, you got it, but I'll bring all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, man. I want the t-shirts. I want the I want
I want the t-shirts. Yeah, the thongs, whatever you got. I'll take it. Yeah,
I'll take them. I'll put them on. It'll be it.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
What's happening with this light?
Oh, the light is having a mind of its own right now.
Holy. All right. Well, with that
before it breaks again.
Yeah, before the light just does something crazy. Make sure you guys go grab his EP, Songs for My Wife, and check him out. Follow him on social media. And Jeff, I will see you soon, and we will keep in touch, of course.
Yeah, of course, brother.
All right. Well, take care, and talk to you soon.
All right, man.